What is going on, guys? Today we are starting to tear down some Halloween. It is Monday the 30th. I know a lot of you guys are like, what the hell are you doing? It's not even Halloween. Why would you be tearing stuff down? Well, pretty much the fun for me is over. My big trick-or-treat is done and over with, so leaving all my decorations out here any longer, they're just getting more waterlogged and all this stuff. So I have started to tear down a few things, not a lot. I didn't get down as much as I wanted to today, but it is freezing cold. It's like 40 degrees though. It's cold. Not really used to it. And so I started to tear a few things down. I got a couple of the ones I wanted down, but I didn't get as much down as I wanted to. And yes, I know tomorrow's Halloween and I should leave stuff up and blah, 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 blah. But my trick-or-treat isn't tomorrow. My trick-or-treat's already over with. So that is why I'm tearing stuff down. It's going to be a long process of tearing all this down. I got to find room to put all these animatronics. So here we go. We got the Swamp Fisherman out here still. We got our pumpkin puck lights on. For some reason, those haven't been coming on. So I had to change that and get them turned on and everything. So we got all of our tombstones still out here. I have taken in a couple, nothing too crazy. We got these guys out here still. We got the caretaker, the gravedigger, and the granny baits. We still got our scarecrow up there. We still have all the horror icons up there on the porch and boogeyman. My goal today was to bring in all of the new animatronics that I got this year, which would have been Guard Zombie, the Gravedigger, and Boogeyman, just to try and get them out of the weather because it is supposed to sleet and then turn to snow tomorrow. So it is going to be ugly tomorrow. And I wanted some of this torn down. It's just a lot of little stuff, a lot of pumpkins, a lot of graves and stuff like that. So once I move the animatronics, it's not too much. There's really not that many out here. It's not so busy as it was last year. But as you can see, I do have that big Reaper down. He is in the garage. And the head popper girl, I took her back in last night. But the other one that's been out here for a while is the other Gravedigger. I'm trying to I don't know, preserve him, I guess, as long as I can. So I brought him in, and I know, like, my biggest thing is if it rains tonight and then freezes, whatever water does get into these and then freezes is when the issue happens, when it freezes. So that was my thinking on pulling some of these. But I didn't get to it today in daylight. We're starting to run thin. I think it's only like 7 o'clock and it's already dark. So as a yard hunt update, this is a really early one. Usually I'm out here at 9 or 10 o'clock, 1 and 2 in the morning. But here we are out here. I got our Guard Zombie out here still. He's going to take a little bit just because he's all chained up. He's going to take a little while to get unchained and all that stuff. Still have our Gravedigger out here. I really love him with that green light. And our Reaper. And I gotta make room is my biggest thing. So I'm trying to put away some animatronics, but I have so many I got this year that I'm just like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm gonna break down and where I'm gonna put these, or it's just I'm kind of running into that. So I gotta go through a bunch of stuff, and I'm gonna get rid of a bunch. I think I'm gonna get rid of 3 for sure. 1 that I don't want, 2 that don't work. I'm gonna sell off Lord Raven. He works perfectly fine. I'm gonna get rid of him. Probably around like $300 if anyone's interested, or make me a really solid offer, and then we'll figure out what a shipping price is gonna be. It's gonna be pretty hefty. He's a pretty big box. But yeah, if you're interested in the Lord Raven, let me know. You can also contact me on my email. And yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Rusty and Demonic Dahlia. Those 2 no longer work. I think their circuit boards, or I know Dahlia's circuit board's fried, but Rusty's is good. His mechanism to lift his chainsaw doesn't work. Something's tripping that. But I'm I'm kind of partial with that one because like he was my first one. That's the reason I ended up with all these. And then down the road, people have given me stuff. And yesterday was my trick or treat, like I said, and it was a massive success again. And they just love this display. People were flocking over here, tons of groups. I didn't quite capture everything I really wanted to. I ended up walking down to my neighbor's display and checking that out, which they don't have their lights on. I'm looking down the road here, which is kind of weird. They don't have their lights on. They didn't have them on last night or tonight. And but there's a whole thing with that. I wanted to show face down there. This is going to be their last trick-or-treat that they're decorating. They're putting their house up for sale and everything. So the husband, the one that really does all the decorating, was diagnosed with cancer. So they're selling off assets, and they're going to be selling off their display. Maybe the trustees said they could set it up at the park if they wanted to. So that'll be a next year decision. I told them I want first dibs if you do go to sell any of this. And then they said they would keep me in mind if they go to sell. They're not sure what they want to do yet because, like I said, the trustees said they could set it up down at the park if they wanted to. But they're not going to be doing a display in front of that house anymore. They're going to be selling that off in the spring. And yeah, that's super sad. And I knew what was going on. I just couldn't say it until they said something and came out publicly about it. So yeah, that's why I was really hammering out the versus videos this year, because I really wanted to document their display. And I always love doing the versus videos just because that's something I started 4 years ago, and I just always wanted to keep doing that. And this year I really wanted to hone in on it and do as many of those as I possibly could, and then go down there and single it out and just show just that display, just because that's going to be their last one. So next year, God willing, I'm able to do it again. I will be the only house around here doing it, other than my neighbor in the other town, unless they do the display down here at the park, or another house that they buy that I think is down the street that they're moving into. I don't know what's gonna happen. So next year is gonna be an odd year not having them decorate. It's kind of not gonna feel like Halloween driving by and not seeing that house decorated. Since I've moved here and lived here, it's been that house. That's the king. It doesn't matter what I do down here. That one's been decorating for 30 years. So I can't beat a 30-year taunt, you know. So, yeah. So it's super sad. And, I told them that, they're in my thoughts and prayers and everything. And I did tell them that, if they did want to get rid of anything, go ahead and let me know. And they said that they'd let me know. I said, put my name first on that list. I want first dibs to go through your stuff, and if you did want to sell. And they said, okay, yeah, that's fine, we'll let you know. So my thing was, I want to keep their display going. I know I kind of briefly mentioned it a little bit, but I would like to just keep it going. Obviously it couldn't be at their house. I would have to decorate down the side of my house, is kind of my thing, is to keep their decorations and just do down the side of my house. And then I would do my display in the front, but I would still keep them alive in their memory and everything. So that was kind of my thing and my thinking on that, because it is really sad, and they are a huge staple in our community for Halloween. So I just really wanted to, keep it going. If it comes down to it and they do get rid of it and he passes away, I just kind of want to keep it going. So that's what all those versus videos were about this year. And There's been, like I said, there's a lot going on behind the scenes everywhere. Everyone's got issues. Everyone has problems. This is life. It's not a fairy tale. I'm just fortunate enough I was able to do my display this year, and it turned out awesome. And we had a great turnout yesterday, which is the biggest funny of the day was, where in the hell do you store all this? We're like, in our garage. And like, oh, I take it you don't park in your garage? And we're like, no. And like, oh, because of all this? Like, no, it's just because our cars just don't fit. My truck doesn't fit in the garage anyway. It's just a storage for all our stuff. But yes, mostly Halloween. But you know, I played Jenga to try to get it up off the floor so we can use the garage. So that is what I have to start doing in the coming days, is start to play Jenga and figure out how in the hell I'm gonna store all this. Like all these tombstones, we got all these big plastic tombstones this year. I have no clue how I'm gonna store these. And all these animatronics I got, I just don't know what I don't know where I'm gonna put all of it. And I hate tearing all of it apart because it's such a pain in the ass to put it all back together. But sometimes leaving them up is better than tearing them apart and put them in a box, because it's faster. Especially like these 12-footers, I just shove them in the garage. So I have to start doing that this week. Start tearing this all down and packing it away, which we'll get there eventually. It's going to be a slow teardown process because I have to do it little by little, because I need to hit it basically like section by section. Like, okay, let's get all the animatronics down, get them in, get them dried off, and let them dry out for a while. And then put them away, because obviously I don't want the stuff to mold. So I want it to dry really good before I start putting stuff in boxes. And then I need to do all my lighting, and I like to zip tie up all the wires so it's not a freaking disaster next year when I get into it. I'm real OCD about all this stuff, but yet I'm a really, really messy person. I'm a really messy person, but I'm OCD about my Halloween stuff. So all my lighting gets wired up and twisty tied or zip tied or something, all the cords, so it's nice and neat and it's not a complete mess when I go to start it next year. So that is the fun I get to look forward to now. So I wish all of you a happy Halloween, and hope you guys have a great Halloween, or had a great Halloween. I know it's going to be a really cold one in most of the Northeast up here. So hope you guys have a good trick-or-treat, good Halloween, and I will catch you guys on the next video. I appreciate y'all. Thank you all for watching all season long, and remember to like, share, subscribe. Leave me some comments down below of what you think of this year's display, and I will catch you on that next video. Thank you guys, seriously, for sticking around all season.